Hello and welcome to Plan to Paint with Jim Sponseller. Thank you for joining me today. We are, as promised, doing another black canvas painting. In this canvas I've prepared, it's an 18 by 24 inch pre-stretched canvas. It's got a coating of a black acrylic layer. And then on top of that I've added a thin layer of alizarin crimson. That's what's going to be we're going to paint into. And so on our palette we've got titanium white, some phthalo blue, which will allow us to make some interesting blues and purples as it mixes into the crimson, some lamp black, additional alizarin crimson, and then a little bit of yellow, which will allow us to bring in some bold yellows and oranges in there. So to start with, what we're going to figure out is some gases back here in the background, kind of floating through space. The birth of some constellations. We don't want this to be very bright, so we want to pick up a little bit of white. These are going to be like pink gases. We got to decide where they're going to be, and just kind of lay them in. That's not showing up much, so we'll add a little bit more white. And the white's automatically picking up into that alizarin crimson, and so we're getting some very bright pinks appearing in our sky. And let's see here. Let's go ahead and pull this on down. There's not really currents. I mean, this is millions of miles of area. But now we want to very lightly just kind of go over back and forth across the top of this. And kind of spread the gases out a little bit. Get that effect of just scattered regions, all of that. And it softens it up, makes the edges softer. So there's no real hard edges of the gases out there in this particular painting. You can have hard edges on yours if you would like, something areas where there's more going on, more birth of stars, so it's brighter. I'm not an amateur astronomer. Looking through some telescope that I have that I received as a gift. One of my favorite things to look at is Saturn, because it's such a distinctly different object of most of what other object you're seeing in the sky. But watching some of the nebula and finding those where the gases are built up around some young stars is pretty cool too. Very lightly, just back and forth. Yeah, get those streaks in there. That's what I want. Let's go ahead and clean off some of this paint on the brush. Still got a few streaks of white showing up here. I'm adding in elements I don't want. Okay, very lightly, just back and forth across. Isn't that beautiful? I tend to think so. So now we're actually just going to should have thought this part out more, huh? Pick up a, just gonna actually use a little number 2. I'm actually just gonna pick up a little bit of white a little bit of oil. And we're going to just randomly place some stars. You can do this a little faster if you put some paint on a brush and flick it. You get a variety of sizes, but you can imagine some constellations out here. And kind of star clusters. And the flicking paint gives you a completely random, more or less random distribution. This gives you a little more control if you want to place and kind of make your own constellations and decide if I want to do some flipped stars on here as well. Or leave them these little bit larger stars put on by the brush. Some stars kind of formed out in the centers of these gaseous areas. You can see I've left most of this region empty because this is where the planet that I'm going to put on here, the Saturn inspired planet, and it's going to have its own set of rings that kind of reach out. Then we're going to have a comet that's shooting across the sky up here. Well, not sky, but across space. Yeah, these are probably overstated, looking at them here. So perhaps doing a flick would have been better. I've not tried both methods yet, so I'll make sure there's stars visible. There's very few patches in that universe where you just don't see anything. And there's a few out there that are red giants. So we're going to take our #1 brush. Let me pick up a little bit of the yellow here. A little bit of oil. And this should pick a little bit of that red up. And you'll see a little orange. Sort of scattered throughout the different different parts of the sky. And just adding in the stars really gives the definition that you're looking into space now and not looking at some auroras like just in the sky. So for my use the same one I used for the gases here. I'm going to start out with just some white. We're going to work this into the canvas. You're going to decide how big your planet is, what the shape of the planet really is. I think this one's probably going to take up most of this corner here. We'll work our way down. This planet is spinning, and so the gases are actually going to make striations on the planet itself. So we'll do a little crisscross to get this pattern going here. And blend it out a little bit more, but I want the base layer before I do that to be going the proper direction. Do this along the edge. Help solidify that edge. Look at a big gas giant here. You gotta blend that all out and kind of make it, these gases are blended in its atmosphere. A little bit going on in there. We're gonna add in bits of phthalo blue to bring some purple currents. So we're going to pick up a clean dry brush. With this clean dry brush, we'll pick up a little bit of the phthalo blue and work it into the bristles. So we don't need a lot. And we're going to have little currents. As we work these in, these are going to get more and more purple. Alright, we already have too much white in there. Crimson and too much blue that I picked up, that we're getting more of a blue appearance. But it's not gonna overall ruin the painting. A little bit different than I intended though. We're making little circles with the corner of the brush, blending these out. So they're not fluffy like clouds so much, they are essentially clouds, but the bands wrapped around the planet in very thick layers. We'll add a little bit of inspiration from Jupiter here, where we're going to have a spiral storm happening out here. A little bit of purple up in the poles. Really scrub that in. Clean that off some. Very lightly. Just kind of go over those. Trying to clean up that edge of around the planet here. And just lightly across. Then with a small filbert, we are going to take a little bit of yellow. We're going to work in this spiral. This also gets worked in good. This will become orange and brown. Roll it around. So we got some kind of a disturbance in the clouds. Bit of a storm swirling around. You can see that it's ripping into the bands, reforming them. We'll take the same brush. And pick up just a touch of black. I want to define a little bit of definition to this. where the layers are coming together. A little bit of a vortex going on here. That's the interesting thing about being an artist is you can just pick up your brush and bring to life your vision. And it's a very rewarding feeling. I think that more or less accomplishes the goal attempted there. Alright, so well, that's not a good thing. Our black just decided to slide down the palette and touch into our yellow. See how that affects the end result here. Now we're going to pick up bits of white. I'm going to work it into the bristles pretty good. Yeah, let's go ahead and find that out here more. Yeah, this is definitely gonna have to run into here and be cleaned up. Maybe the rings are bigger yet. And then a little nearby, we're going to have a little bit of comet. And so, oh. A little bit more yellow. Into the front of this again. I want that to stand out a little bit more. So add a little bit this. I'm going to drop down to a smaller brush to define the actual comet itself more. Dropping down to a number 12, number 10 filbert. I'm going to add some more yellow into the middle of this. Maybe even a touch of white. But there's all the kinds of interesting effects you can have going on with the usage of the black canvas with a nice wet layer on it. And I'm trying to decide if I want to add anything else more to this painting. Kind of made the, I suppose we could have that. A blue moon off here. Just a little bit of satellite to the planet. And this needs to be dark on one side. I wanted to lay down the whole thing as a blue first, so as I bring some white and lighten this up. some of that paint off of there so we can blend out our edges. Big planet has this little moon locked in place. Picked up a little bit of that crimson on the outside edge of the